I have returned with a great deal of matter to process and varnish. I'll start off with the most impressive one, but there are a couple found by a good friend of mine. My table's just buckled. This is the first one. It is a fossilised oyster from the Eocene period, about 50 million years ago. Where's my lamp? Do I have stupid? I lost my lamp. It's a fossilised oyster, and we're gonna varnish it. I'm sitting down now, so nice and comfortable. There we are. So this is a slightly damaged but eroded shell. It is approximately, as I said, approximately 50 million years old. And I'm going to be varnishing it. I usually just use a simple clear nail varnish, because I'm not exactly a professional. But the way I do it is I just apply a decent coating wherever it's needed. I'm going to try and get some light on my iPad. Let's see if this does anything. Apart from fall off the desk, it's not doing much. It's doing a little bit, I suppose, but yeah, it's a time-consuming process. We've just got to make sure we get it in all the cracks, because it also acts almost like an adhesive to hold the fossil together. And because fossils are brittle, it gives an extra aspect of protection to it. Varnishing a fossil can also give it what's often called the wet look, which makes it a much higher contrast piece, allowing you to see it significantly clearer. And as you can see, it's taken a bloody long time. I hope I actually got varnish on my little stupid brush thing. Some fossils, like teeth, have a grain, but generally you don't need to varnish teeth unless they're, say, in a fragmentary state or going to be handled a lot. I've not varnished any of my teeth because they are already encased in, well, not encased, but already treated. Because, you know, I purchased them. So you might notice me pushing. That's because some pieces don't go on quite properly, so you just need to dab it, and that gets it in there with the tips of the bristles. So the specimens I'm varnishing currently are found at the Riverside Country Park in Gillingham, I believe? Or Medway Way, possibly Gillingham. But it's a very nice little area for fossils, giving some beautiful pieces. Road focus, thank you. And you've also got a piece of fossilised worm cast down there. So here, it's a piece of fossil worm cast, which is a lovely little bit. There's fossils all over this piece, and that's what I like about that area. It's very, very rare for fossil hunters, for people to expect fossils there. And here we are, having obtained a beautiful fossil oyster. I go there often with my friend Harley, and I might have accidentally gotten him into fossil hunting. But we're making good progress with this one, and he may have even gone and ordered some kit. of his own, so he's not stealing mine anymore. It's often a good idea to varnish a little bit of the rock around it as well, to prevent it from chipping, or from cracking if it does chip. My water bottle's exploded. But quite often you might find museums have their fossils are quite shiny. That's because they're often varnished with something called paleo something or other. And yeah, it's just to protect them from erosion, further erosion, that sort of thing. In the field, if you want to stop something from eroding, you basically use plaster. It's the same principle as a plaster cast if you've broken a bone. You wet sheets of plaster and place them over the fossil. It protects it while extracting, and over the end of the season, if the season does end before the specimen's been extracted. This one weighs a hell of a lot, and I've just had to carry it from multiple roads over. So stuck it in a cardboard box and cried. Because it was a nightmare. This thing weighs tens of kilograms. It's just a solid brick of sandstone. And honestly, I don't know where I'm going to keep it. I did not think this through. Oh, I've just put varnish all over my hand. But it's going to be fun to try and work out somewhere to store this or transport it. I'm trying to get this through airport security. Yes, young man, why is your bag 50 kilograms? Well, Mr. TSA agent, the funny thing is, well, it's Borders agents over here. Well, Mr. Border agent, the funny thing is, and then I'll just start ranting, because, yes. A lot of people might not think, oh, cool, fossil oyster. But I personally think it's pretty cool. Because if you want to understand life on our planet during the time of the dinosaurs, you need to understand the process of things. Although this is from after the dinosaurs, it gives us a nice insight into where we are and how we got here. Following the K2 extinction event, millions and millions of species died out, just gone, reduced to nothingness. And the creatures that were best suited to survive that catastrophic event were the small creatures. Ones that could be hidden in the water, ones that could burrow or hide in trees. And that's why the avian dinosaurs persisted. That's why fish and so many other creatures persisted. The most important thing when varnishing fossils, however, is to be thorough. Sometimes it might require an extra couple of coats. I find that generally I don't need to apply extra coats. I've only done it once, I think. And that was to an ammonite that was particularly annoying. I've run out of things to say. I didn't really plan on saying anything in particular. I just sort of started rambling and doing my stuff, my processes. So I've got a couple of crappy jokes, if you like. What's T-Rex's least favourite song? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And that dead silence isn't because the T-Rex was unable to clap. It's because T-Rex was dead. Much like my father. Nice even coat. Now, if anyone who sees this is familiar with the process of prepping fossils, you might think, oh my god, Nicholas, you didn't brush it off, it's going to be dusty. Well, I've beat you to it. I cleaned it off yesterday, sitting on the grass while getting weird looks from people. Yeah. Words? Mise? Is that even a word? Mise? Miser? I don't know. Words. This one is mostly done, I want to say. I'll just give it a quick little coat. Forget happy little trees, happy little fossils. Where do I put this to dry? Okay, I'm a bit dim. Can I put it in the shed? No, I can't carry it that far. That's 10 minutes of me ranting and raving about while varnishing a fossil. I'm gonna show it off. That is just a nice little oyster fossil. And you might say, oh, it's not fossilised. Yes, it bloody is. It is embedded in sandstone. If that's not fossilised, I don't know what is. But let me do a little bit of research on the Eocene period and just tell you when I find it. Where's Google? Yes, this is professionalism. I'm Googling as I'm doing it. Eocene Britain. Right, the AI overview is during the Eocene epoch, approximately 56 to 34 million years ago, Britain was a warm subtropical lowland environment characterised by shallow seas, vast mangrove swamps, and lush forests. That makes perfectly sense. That makes perfect sense, unlike me talking. Shallow seas, it is where you most commonly find oysters. And what is this? It's a fossil oyster. I'm in the south of England, which was submerged by subtropical seas. Gastropods, fish, shark teeth, and plant matter are common fossils to find in the south of England. And that is a piece of shell. Well, it's not just a piece of shell, it's a whole shell. But it is a beautiful, beautiful find. There are bits and pieces around it, actually, which I might just have to... Probably should have placed a blanket or something down on here. Away with you, tablet of doom. And what's this puppy here? That is a beautiful little piece of brachiopod, I think. Let me see. I'm going to see if my jeweler's loop works with the camera. Look at that. That is stunning. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of brachiopod. The top, from what it looks like, the top of it has basically sheared off, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, that's nice and clear. But it's still lovely. And it's sheared off through acts of erosion. Just going to put a little bit of varnish on this beauty, get some inside of it. It's a nice little bit. I'm going to talk a bit about geology. Oh, that doesn't sound good. And I've just stroked the sodding oyster. Yeah, varnish. Yeah, don't stroke your oysters. Ah yes, that sounds like innuendo. Right. You might see here a dark strip around the side of the rock. That is an iron. I want to say that's an iron layer. Oh, Nicholas, you could have researched this before you started filming it. Yes, that's because I'm the peak of professionalism. Okay, so from what I've from my research, this band of iron makes perfect sense with the location of the fossils. Iron bands in limestone typically represent fascinating interactions between marine sedimentary processes and iron oxidization, often manifesting as red, brown, or black layers within the lighter rock. These bands can indicate either ancient chemical deposition or later infiltration of iron-rich fluids. I don't know which one it is, but I think it could well be later infiltration of iron-rich fluids. The area I live and the area this was found is known for an industrial past. So it could be an iron-rich fluid, or it could be exposure. But around that beach there are lots and lots of chunks of iron slag from the smelting process, which is more than likely what has come into contact with this, and as it's broken down, stains the rock. And oh my, I didn't see this puppy. There is a piece of shell here. Look at that! Look at that beauty. It's just stunning. I am quite pleased with that little piece. I'm gonna just get some gentle layer of varnish on it. There you are. And that, I think, concludes this segment. Yep, that's that for this rock. This is the most impressive one that I've got, and the first one that I've filmed so far. It's been quite nice. It's a very dashing piece of sediment. I'm going to bring it back around to the oyster as it is dried. There we are. Oyster! It's dried. I'm just double checking something. Eocene Oysters of the United Kingdom. That's a fun website name. 47 to 41 million years ago. Yeah, so from what I can tell, this is approximately Middle Eocene. Thick folded and strongly ribbed shells, which is, you can see thick folds and ribs here. Yeah, I think this is... Yep, my initial identification was correct. So I guess that's that for this one. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but it's a pretty one. How do people end videos, man? I don't know. My stapler bids you farewell. Bye.